everybody, this is Toby from Gourd-geous Gals. This is one of my huge pieces of wood that I'm going to be working on. I'm going to be doing some different planters with this. So I've had this particular piece aging for actually about 4 years. And I've been just kind of waiting to see what I kind of wanted to do with it. And so now I figured it out with my good friend Wendy's help. So thank you, Gorgeous Wendy. So I just started with a couple things. So what I did was I got some chicken wire and I cut out, and I'll show you how I'm cutting a couple pieces, but I'm cutting out some small pieces because I'm going to make a planter here in this area, and then I'm going to make another planter kind of here. So we're going to do something that's kind of hanging over and something that's kind of like sticking up and a little pretty up here. So anyways, so this is this piece that's cut, and if you just follow me here, I have some snippers that I'm going to be using, and I already started just to make it a little quicker. And if you can invest in some good snippers for chicken wire cutting, it saves a lot of time. As you can tell, these ones are a little bit on the old side, so I probably should put a little oil on them, make it go a little quicker. Alright, so I'm going to toss that piece to the side. And so now we got two pieces to work with. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and start on the upper part first, you guys. Just because that's kind of what I was thinking about. And again, it's all in the eye of the beholder. So I'm just going to kind of get after it, and you guys can just watch me work. And this will happen from time to time because you have wood sitting for quite some time. Pieces will break off. So, you know, just get creative and go with it. Going to kind of tuck that back in there a little bit. So kind of have the basis for what I'm looking for. And
so you almost don't even have to nail that down, do you?
Yeah, I'm going to put a couple little
see how that goes around the back side.
So I'm going to be using these smaller ones right here, these little fence staples, to actually adhere them to the wood. So
we're going to secure
them. And again, you guys, sometimes the wood will break off if it's been sitting out in the sun for a really long time, like this piece has. But that's kind of what I'm going for. I don't really mind. And for me personally, this step is really important to try to hide the hardware for me, which we will be doing when I show you guys how we're going to do the moss.
Okay, I'm going around the other side.
Pretty good. I'm going to put another one here in the front just to secure this front area, and I'm hoping, because this wood's pretty hard, we'll be pretty safe. I think that looks pretty decent, don't you?
Yep, yep.
Awesome.
Oh, fabulous.
All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and start working on the bottom part. And this is, I kind of want more of a ledge on this one, so just kind of bear with me while I get creative.
Like a bowl.
I'm going to kind of group this together, guys, to get a nice spot to get this in. Whoa, whoa, watch your shirt. Hey, be a believer, okay? Unicorns and aliens, they're all about it, okay?
I believe.
Thank you to my good friend Stacy, who got me this shirt. It makes me believe in myself. What do you think that is? Yeah?
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to secure it over here. And you guys can pick up these little fence staples at any hardware store. So I'm going to just kind of be up in here. So I'm just going to fold down these little pokies here a little bit. See how I did that? And fold down the top. All right. And then I'm going to put another one, I think right there. This piece of wood is pretty magnificent. That's why I've been waiting so long to do anything with it. And you guys, I'm going to get one more down in here too, just to make sure it's secure.
Can we do these cameras on GoPro?
I don't know. That's a good question. Well, maybe I'm going to get it in there.
Booga.
It's being a booga. There we go. There we go. There we go. And some of these little pointy things at the bottom or the top, if you can find a crevice to kind of push them into, that's always awesome too, because it just, you can use the natural curvature of the wood. And then Wendy loves to put the camera in your ear.
I was trying to get your shot, your eye shot.
And then I'm going to get one more right there. Whoops, sorry. One more down in yonder here. Oh. Wendy really wants to get close up in there. Really, really close up. Whoa, whoa. When in
That's a
doubt-
knot.
This is a bit naughty.
This is a bit naughty. Yeah.
Hold on, Wendy. I gotta lift this up a little bit.
You're square on a...
Yeah, that's good.
That'd be a knot.
Yeah. So see, check that out. Look at that beautiful wood we got going on here, peeps. All right, Wendy, what do you think? How's that look?
Gorgeous.
All right, you guys, so now we got the cages. We got the cages up here. And now what we're going to do is I'm going to take you over here and show you what we got soaking. So I have some green moss and some peat moss right here. This green moss right here, you can just get it in a bag. It's, you know, just green moss. There's all kinds of different brands of moss, but I decided to go with something that's a little more natural today. So we're going to take a break just for a second. I'm going to get my gloves off, and we're going to show you how to build this planter. All right? See you in a minute. All right.
Here we go.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back. So we got the planter all situated here with our chicken wire and our fence staples. And now we're going to move on to putting the moss in, and then we have peat moss and some soil that I made up. So you can use gloves for this or not. I'm going to go ahead and use them today because my hands are super dry. So I'm going to go ahead and put just some disposable gloves on when I'm working with the moss. It's probably going to rip when we get into this chicken wire a little bit, but I don't mind. So you guys can go raw or not, do what you want. And it's a little windy here today, so bear with me, okay? So what we did was I soaked this moss really good in a bunch of water for a little while. And what you're going to want to do is squeeze out the excess moisture. And then we're going to start packing it in. So I'm going to start with the inside first. And I like to really get it pushed in there good. Okay? So I'm getting there pushed in.
Oh, that's gonna be so cute.
See, this is where the gloves get a little wonky with this stuff. So a couple of the ones that you might have missed, try to push those down so they don't cut people. And as my good friend Tony says, I will cut you. All right, let me get more moss.
See how it's starting to cover the chicken wire? Yeah. Starts to.
So that looks pretty good on the inside for me. So I'm gonna go to the outside and I'm gonna start kind of pushing it, some of it in to get it covered. Okay. Sometimes you gotta be a little more aggressive than you wanna be. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. And you wanna go ahead and squeeze out that excess moisture. Break this up a little bit.
So talk about the different colors of moss too. Oh,
Oh.
shoot, that's what we forgot to do is grab that.
That's okay. So I'm going to be doing some other planter projects, you guys, but there's all different kinds of colors of moss. Reindeer moss, I mean, bright moss, I mean, there's all different kinds of colors. Burgundy, purple, I mean, you can kind of use whatever you want. But like I said, today I'm going with a more natural because of how the color of wood is. You know, and some's going to fall out. Don't freak out. You know, you just go back and grab it and cram it on in there. Maybe that was inappropriate. Maybe it wasn't. I don't really care.
This isn't about your feelings.
This is not about your feelings. This is about my feelings and how I feel about moss. Suck it up, Buttercup.
Exactly. No participation trophies here.
Yeah. We are not going to send you a participation trophy because you made a wonderful planter.
We grew up riding motorcycles, horses, drinking out of water faucets, actually
Yeah.
drinking out of the riverbed a few times. No, I just admitted that.
I won't
But
tell your mama.
yes, we turned out just fine.
We turned out A-okay.
That looks so good.
Okay, everybody, so we were talking about moss. I bought some different types of moss. This is an assorted moss mix. As you can see, it's got a little burgundy, a little bit of like natural color, a little bit of green, and a bright green. And then I bought all bright green. This is called Reindeer Moss. This is like one of my favorite ones. And like I said, this one comes in all kinds of colors. Purple, burgundy. It's super cool. And then this is another different color of reindeer moss. It's a little more natural green. And then this is a sheet moss. It's a huge sheet of it. So as you can tell, there's all kinds of different colors. So I bought these for some projects that I'm going to do coming up. So stay tuned with us to find out what I'm going to do with all these different colors. All right? All right, so we're just continuing to fill this in.
Now, if you guys remember what it looked like before without the moss or the chicken wire, and now that she's added the moss in, wait till she puts the plants in. That's gonna be badass. I think that natural was a better choice.
That was a very good choice. See? That's why we do this shit together.
Oh, sorry. So this is the lower one.
Yeah, so I'm working on the lower level. And I'm going to pack this in really well. Because like I said, I'm making more of a ledge on this for plants that hang over.
Am I recording? Okay. I lost it. I swear we haven't been drinking a lot yet.
Just a wee bit.
Just a wee bit.
Oh my gosh.
So what's this one gonna go for? What do you think? Do you want to put a price tag on it?
I do. I just don't know what to put a price tag on it for. What do you think?
Have you seen this thing from my angle?
Not yet.
I figured.
Pack it in, pack it in. I don't know. What do you think? Is this down too low?
Well, you can always back the chicken wire from the backside to kind of push it up a little bit too.
Put some more moss.
Oh my gosh, this looks so cool. So everybody, this piece will be on sale when it is finished. It is definitely a beautiful yard art piece. And if you go all the way around, isn't that cool? It's on.
Okay guys, so we're back and I'm just about finished doing the moss. And I wanted to remind you guys that, again, the dental tools are like the bee's knees. They really help. So I'm just going to finish filling in right here. Again, remember to go ahead and squeeze out your moss really good. I took off my gloves. So you just kind of put it in there. And then just drive it on in there with the tool. So, hey everybody, welcome back. So, we got the moss in, and I went ahead and jumped ahead a little bit, and I put some peat moss in here with some soil. So, we're going to go ahead and start planting. I'm going to plant the upper part first. This is a succulent that I had gotten from my sister. So, I'm going to break that up a little bit. And I'm going to put it right on down in here. And then it fell out because it's fucking windy. Still videoing or not?
Yes.
We'll just start that part fucking over. Are we good?
Yep.
So I'm going to start with this bigger piece up top. Come in with a little extra soil. I'm going to add an extra little bit of peat moss.
And peat moss is for what?
Peat moss helps hold moisture in. It's super dense. And then Wendy got these cool little, I don't even know what they're called because they didn't have a tag on them, but we're going to plant a couple of these up top. And then now we're going to move down to the bottom section.
Almost kind of looks like a bonsai tree.
A little bit.
Bonsai!
So these are actually 3 different types of plants that I'm going to kind of put in here to trellis. Don't worry if stuff falls because I already pre-packed it. And then I'm going to cover this with a little bit of peat moss. And I'm going to come back with a little bit more moss. A couple spots. Kind of fill it in a little bit. And then I have a couple of these fun ones. I have a ton of these around my house. Shh. I broke that one off. You can save it for later and it will regrow. And a little bit of peat moss on top. Keep it a little bit moist, a little extra soil. All right. Let's check this thing out. Wendy.
Okay, coming in. Look how pretty that is.
You guys can always come back in and get extra moss and different soil and tidy it up, add extra things.
See, and this is the backside. It has just as much character. And you can see how everything just kind of hangs over. So pretty. All right.
All right, so let us know if you guys enjoyed today's video on how to do a driftwood planter. Thanks for your time, and we'll catch you guys on the flip side. Make it a gorgeous day.